I'm 27, have always been the afterthought in my family. My younger sister? The golden child. My parents worshipped the ground she walked on while I was treated like an inconvenience. It's been this way for as long as I can remember, but this Christmas really drove it home. We were at my parents' house, doing the usual Christmas morning gift exchange. My sister was handed a big envelope. She opened it, gasped, and immediately launched herself on my parents. Oh my God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A fully paid luxury trip to Europe. First-class flights. 5-star hotels. Spa packages. The works. My mother smiled at her and said, "You are the pride of our family." Then they turned to me. My father casually handed me a plastic grocery bag. Not even wrapped. Just a crumpled dollar store bag. Inside, tattered cleaning supplies. A used sponge. A half-empty bottle of disinfectant. A pack of trash bags. I checked the tag, thinking maybe there was a mistake. Nope. Written in my mother's handwriting, "This is enough for you." I don't know what broke inside me at that moment, but I didn't argue. I didn't yell. I didn't ask why. I just stood up, grabbed my keys, and walked out. That was 2 weeks ago. Yesterday, my phone blew up. My parents, my sister, panicked. I ignored the first few calls, but when my father left a voicemail, practically screaming, I got curious. I finally picked up, and he immediately shouted, "What did you do?" I played dumb. "What are you talking about?" "Your sister's trip is ruined," he barked. "Flights canceled. Hotels won't honor the reservations. Her credit card is frozen. We know you did something." I actually laughed. And why would I have anything to do with that? My mother jumped in, voice shrill. "Don't pretend. You've always been jealous of her. You just couldn't stand to see her happy." That was it. That was their takeaway. Not that they had treated me like garbage for years. Not that they had given me literal trash for Christmas, but that I must be jealous. But what they didn't know, I had receipts. See, my father had a little secret. He had been dodging taxes for years. Living large, ignoring debts, letting unpaid bills pile up. They had no problem splurging on my sister, but they ignored all the warning notices from the IRS. So I did some digging, found everything, and sent it to the right people. My father's credit was frozen. His accounts were flagged. The payments for the trip bounced. My sister, thinking everything was fine, showed up at the airport only to be told she had no ticket, no hotel, no nothing. And now, they were desperate. "You don't understand," my mother said, her voice full of manufactured grief. She was humiliated, standing there with her luggage and nowhere to go. We had to use our savings to rebook everything last minute. "Do you have any idea how much that cost us?" I smiled. "I hope it was a lot." My father growled. "You think this is funny? We are this close to financial ruin, and you're sitting there laughing." "Oh, I'm not laughing at your financial ruin," I said. "I'm laughing because you actually thought I'd fix it for you." Silence. Then my sister, full of entitlement and venom, spat. "You ruined everything, you jealous loser. If you don't fix this, I hung up. They kept calling. I let it go to voicemail. Then I sent one final text to the family group chat. "This is enough for me." And then, blocked. I slept better that night than I had in years. Next morning, I woke up to an email from my father. The subject? "You think you're so clever. You don't understand what you've done. The IRS is involved now. Our accounts are frozen. Your mother is beside herself with stress. And your sister? She's devastated. You ruined her trip, her life. And for what? Some petty revenge? You have no idea what real family means. Fix this. Now." I just stared at it. No guilt, no regret, just satisfaction. Then, another email. From my sister. "You owe me. If you don't fix this, I will make sure you regret it. You have no idea what I'm capable of." I owe her? For what? A lifetime of being treated like dirt? That was when I knew she wasn't done. And I wasn't about to let her try whatever tantrum she had in mind. So, I did a little more digging. Turns out, her credit card had been maxed out months ago. My parents had been quietly covering her bills. But now, with their accounts frozen, she was screwed. So, I sent her a simple text. "Actions have consequences. Hope you enjoy learning that lesson." And then I sat back and watched her life fall apart. First, she tried to call my job and tell them I had stolen money from the family. That backfired spectacularly when my boss, who had met my family once at an office event, laughed at her face and warned me about it. Then, she tried to smear me online, posting some sob story about how her evil brother had ruined her life. But guess what? Nobody cared. And the best part? She tried to open new credit cards to salvage her situation. But because she had no steady income, denied. Everywhere. I almost felt bad. Almost. But the real kicker? My father actually tried to press charges against me. Claimed I had hacked into their accounts and set them up. Their lawyer called me, clearly not buying it. And when I explained everything, including the IRS involvement, he sighed and said, "Yeah, sounds like desperation. I'll advise them against it." I smirked. "You do that." That was the final straw. I sent one last message before blocking them for good. "This is the last time you will ever hear from me. You made your bed. Now lie in it." And then I walked away. Last I heard, my father lost everything. The IRS didn't just fine him, they seized assets. His reputation? Destroyed. My mother had to move in with a relative. She still blames everyone but herself. My sister? She had to get a job. A real, minimum wage, customer yelling in your face job. She lasted 3 months before quitting in a fit of rage. And me? Never been better. For the first time, I felt free. They tried reaching out one last time. My mother sent an email, no apology, just some nonsense about families sticking together. I deleted it. Because here's the thing. Family isn't blood. It's who treats you with respect. And if they can't, you don't owe them a thing. So yeah, if you ever wonder if karma is real, it is. And it's beautiful. And if you like this story, subscribe. Or don't. Just don't ask me for money.